Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back for another betting special episode of I Got Next. As you can see, Chad is here today to help me out and get the intro going. I was it, but at least he got it started. We didn't have any delays on that. And we're joined by the same crew as last week. We got John Ryan back and Tyler from Pickin Winners. What's up, guys? How's your week been?
I've been great. John, how we doing?
I'm 6-2. I was 0-2 on Sunday.
There we go.
I survived emotionally.
I was saying on the show that we did 2 nights ago about how you texted me at right around halftime of that Bucks game, and you pretty much called that comeback, even though they didn't end up winning. But that was a good call, man.
I thought, getting. I'm not, always. Sometimes I appear smarter than I am, and sometimes I appear dumber than I am. But 12.5 with Brady at the quarterback, and thoughts of Atlanta in that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When everybody was talking about it too.
It was a good call.
Yeah, everybody on Twitter. I wonder if the NFL called the audible, because everybody on Twitter was like, "We've seen this before. We've seen this before. We know how this is going to go."
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
Right.
Cooper Kupp, 3 points, they win.
Well, that's an I Got Next take right there, because when we saw the comeback happen, and we're like, all right, yep, this is fixed. Brady's going to win it. He's
right.
going.
It's
and
fixed.
You know what I mean? The NFL probably,
fix
you're
it.
right, Ty. They were probably like, wait a second, they're on to us. We got to
Look,
send the Rams, baby.
I'll say this much: like that game, all of the games actually this weekend, but especially that one, because of how like the win probability swings.
Yeah.
Was so grave.
Yeah.
That I longed for the days of trade sports back in the day, like back in the mid 2000s. There was a site called Trade Sports that you actually could do like real time live betting, and you would actually like you were betting money against other people. You weren't necessarily.
Okay.
It wasn't like you against the house. So like it was. You had market makers and everything. But what would happen is in a game like that, when it's 27-3, the Bucks are probably at like $5, maybe $10 to win 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when they tie it up, you can cash out at like whatever it is, 75 or whatever people might have thought it was going to be because they think it's going to overtime, and you just get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
You're done at that point. And you're like, all right, cool. Because I did that with the Super Bowl when the Giants beat the Patriots.
Oh, really?
I had spent like early in the year, I had spent like $3 on the Giants to win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I cashed out at like $240 on when Plexico Burress caught that touchdown pass. I was like, I'm not trusting it. There's 30 seconds left, and Brady and Randy Moss. I'm done. I'm okay with leaving that other $60 on the table. I'll take my money and walk away.
I saw people who made out on throwing down on the Chiefs money line in that last 13 seconds. Like I saw people out there who made money, but like
didn't get the cash.
As soon
made money off that, like right at the end.
As soon as they forced overtime, I was thinking about that, and I was like, "Damn, I missed on that
like
one." But sometimes it's better than miss than be wrong.
Yeah, it was easily +2. It was like +2,000 or above in those last 13 seconds, and people live sniped it right before the kickoff.
Yeah,
wow.
Insane.
That's tough to do
right there.
Yeah,
because it's not very long.
Yeah, I mean, you throw some pizza money at that, and you're making some good money. So.
What was your friend got featured with his 32-cent bet?
Yeah, it was like 32 cents for like 14,000. He was just on the Bleacher Report betting show today. They did an interview of him. He was one of those that hit like 5 first baskets in the NBA for like 32 cents. Yeah, it's crazy.
And some of those names were like
bet,
insane. I'm like, who is that? I don't even know who that is. And you picked him to get the bet.
The ninth guy you would think of, but that actually hit. The whole parlay hit.
I think it was probably guesses.
Probably.
I didn't know the names either.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're putting 32 cents on it, you might as well just throw it at the wall.
Like, these odds are +2 million. Let's do it. Why not?
Let it rip.
Why was it 32 cents?
I don't know.
Some people have that much left in their accounts at the end of the weekend.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah,
John, you use your pizza money, but he was using his bubblegum money or something.
Right. For real.
But let's get into this. Sorry, what'd you say, Tom?
No, I said it's great. I love it.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's get into this conference championship weekend. We got 2 really good games coming up. As you can see, Chad took the time to get this beautiful picture of the bracket. And we'll start with the 49ers and the LA Rams at SoFi Stadium for a chance to play in 2 weeks at SoFi Stadium. So I have a couple trends here that I wanted to ask you about, John Ryan, and that is under Kyle Shanahan, since he started in San Francisco, they are 11-4 against the spread as road dogs, 10-5 straight up, and they've won 5 of their last 6 games as road dogs. He's also 6-0 straight up and 5-1 against the spread against the Rams. And Jimmy G is 15-4 against the spread and 14-5 straight up as a dog, best in NFL history for NFL quarterback. However, in the last 8 seasons, home teams are 13-3 straight up and 11-5 against the spread in conference championship weekend. What do you make of that? And where are your trends headed?
Well, I'm getting tired of hearing people say that Garoppolo sucks. I really am, because he proved in the game that they won last week that it's okay to throw screen passes. It really is. When you have the ends coming at you as aggressive as they were, he exploited that. So it actually fed into his ability to connect on short passes. So I think that chemistry on that team is the best of all the 4 teams. And that's I've been saying that for a couple of weeks now, that down the stretch here the last 6 weeks, the 49ers, arguably you can make a case that they are playing at the best level of any of the teams out there. And I run these predictive models, and it has the rankings right now are the Rams, 49ers, Chiefs, Bengals. So if you believe in that, then the value bet, and I don't like the word value, but if you do this over the course of the next 10 playoff seasons, the value bet would be the 49ers. You are getting the biggest ROI possible. And then I might add that I figured this out, guys. And I've only mentioned this to a few people because it's pretty really weird analytics. Their 49ers home stadium is called what? Levi Stadium, right? Levi Strauss. Levi Strauss Company. Now follow me with this. The ticker symbol is LEVI.
You want to borrow this real quick?
Yeah.
Well,
seriously. Now, what Super Bowl is it? The ticker
56.
symbol is LEVI. The Super Bowl is LVI.
Bro, this
Hold
right?
up.
Look,
Right?
This episode is going to be so lit. I can't wait.
Oh,
This is so
right?
fun.
I mean, the hell with the analytics. The ticker symbol tells you who's going to win the Super Bowl.
Hey, all right. So I think this is a good time, Chad. You want to tell John Ryan about Ant's theory and maybe add?
Yes, let's go ahead and roll it out right now. I'm gonna
Okay.
play. So I'm gonna play the clip. I brought the clip up. AG was kind enough to clip this for us. This is. I wish we had the X-Files music so we could play going into this, but this is Ant's take from Tuesday night. Check it out.
My eye test based on the football side of things, I would pick the Rams and the Chiefs. But with that being said, I have a conspiracy that I would like to bring up. Because the NFL is a game like no other.
Oh, my God.
So please bear with me for the next couple minutes. Now, as we all know, the Chinese New Year is February 1st. And that is right, everybody. Take a look. The year of the tiger.
Jones' reactions.
And a Bengal is in fact
Keep going.
a Bengal is in fact a Bengal tiger, and it is the year of the tiger. Now, something that has also been introduced to us in the technology world is the metaverse. Now, in the metaverse commercial, what do we see? That's right, Jay. A tiger eating a buffalo.
Oh, my God.
So, I thought it was going to be the Bengals versus the Bills, man. I think the Chiefs really stole that game.
Oh, my God.
Now, I would like to bring up another point. Who passed away this year, Jay? That was a big part of your favorite franchise.
John Madden.
John Madden. John Madden's first ever Super Bowl was between the Bengals and the 49ers. Along with that, the Bengals and 49ers also played in the Super Bowl in 1989. Now, 2022 minus 1989 is what, Jay?
I'm not answering you, bro.
33.
I'm not answering your
33.
bullshit.
Now, if you're into numerology, you know what the number 33 means. And if you're not into numerology, look it up.
Bro.
Now, also, the number 4 plus the number 9 equals what, Jay?
12. Nope,
Wrong.
13.
13. The unlucky number 13.
Jonesy said 12.
And let's be real, people. It's been an unlucky year for all of us. So with that being said, my prediction for the Super Bowl is the 49ers versus the Bengals. Thank you for your time.
Bravado, how do you talk to this guy?
So there you have it.
That's awesome.
There's a take. I think it's going to get even crazier as we go on. I love your take, John. That's actually
great.
like
That's cool.
we're all about. Like
we got to clip that
that's
too.
why you come here. We got to clip that too, right? Right. That's why you come here. You come here for the off the beaten path takes. So I very much appreciate that. Now,
hell yeah.
Tyler, I know you and AG were talking about some stuff before we came on. Y'all have been going back and forth, sharing information, everything. What do you guys see?
Well, Adam also, like, he brought up the point of and it's, pretty, I don't know, it's a mainstay in all sports. Like, you play the same team multiple times throughout a year, so the Niners have beaten the Rams both games, and some would say it'd probably be hard to beat them that third time. So that's, it's giving love to the Rams. Also, the percentage of people, so the percentage of the tickets are also favoring the Rams just slightly. So that's also interesting. That's true right now, John, right?
Yeah.
The tickets. So it's, I don't know. It's giving both ways right now. Yeah. That's just interesting. I don't know. That's always, at least for me, when
pull up the most current I
people,
have while you're talking.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're saying he's pulling it up.
Gonna pull it up.
Oh, yeah. I think it's right as it stands right now, like 55% of the tickets. So that means people.
Yeah.
Are on the Rams. So that's public money. People are on the Rams right now. So I don't know. The pay the public take is always what I like. But
the most recent thing we have that relates to it is last year the Saints and the Bucks, when the Saints beat the Bucks the first time they played, I think like 34-23, and then they blew them out the second time 38-3. Wasn't even close for a second. But then as soon as playoff time comes around, they lost 30-20. So
the Saints had that game won too. And let Tampa Bay just like dog walk them down the quarter.
Rams lost 31-10 and 27-24 this year.
And the Rams had a lead in that one too. They shouldn't have lost that one.
Blew that one.
Regular season, the last regular season.
Otherwise, the 49ers wouldn't be in the playoffs. And the Saints would be in the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy about that.
Well, I think it's interesting that John's theory has the 49ers winning. Ours has the Bengals winning, though. But the matchup is there. You know what I mean? In both cases.
I saw Ants taking through a nice amount of money on the Bengals won Super Bowl, just to be safe.
Well, that's a great time for me to bring my take, if it's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I bring my take into the
Go for it, Chad.
All right, you see the jersey I'm wearing. I don't know if y'all know this, but that Super Bowl that he was talking about was Super Bowl 16. It is the 40-year anniversary of Super Bowl 16, which was played in 1982, in January of 1982. Now, this is the jersey number 82 of Wendell Davis. Those of you who are old enough to remember, it's probably one of the worst injuries I've ever seen in the history of the NFL. Crap ass veteran stadium, turf. Wendell Davis is running down on a deep route, and the ball's like behind him, so he tries to stop. Both of his knees blown out. I think it was like patellar tendons on both of them. It was disgusting. Anyway. Shout out to Wendell Davis, one of the LSU greats. He would have had a great NFL career if
I don't know he was going to bring this back to LSU somehow.
Yeah. Hey, look, so I got all the helmets of all the different teams, all right, and I have all that available for whenever. But I also put this one. I also brought this one up. I also have to show you guys that this is how I rock at work every week. My LSU hard hat, so everybody knows. But let me I
thought this was a Super Bowl take
for you. Do you know the last time there was not an LSU player in the Super Bowl? 2001. It was 20 Super Bowls ago. So this will be the 21st Super Bowl in a row that an LSU player appears in the Super Bowl if an LSU player is on a roster in the Super Bowl. Okay. So in that 20-year span from the 2002 Super Bowl, which is actually the 2001 season.
You got the Honey Badger and you got Joe Burrow.
Hey, I got all this.
Oh, sorry.
What a matchup that is.
Sorry.
So here we go. Check it out. 20 seasons, 20 Super Bowls. If there's one LSU player on your team, you win. 18 teams, 18 winners had at least one LSU player. Only 2 teams had 0 LSU players. Okay? Now, if you have 0 LSU players, you are 2-5 in the Super Bowl. If you have the most LSU players on your roster, you are 13-4 in the Super Bowl. If you have 3 or more LSU players on your roster, you are 7-2 in the Super Bowl. Now, everyone wants to know, how does that break down for the teams remaining in the Super Bowl? Well, the 49ers have 1, Arden Key. The Rams have 2. They were smart. They went out and got another. They had to boost their numbers. So they went out and got OBJ late. They went out and scooped up OBJ late, right? So they got OBJ and they got Andrew Whitworth, who's been in the league for like 50 years.
A million years.
Yeah. So and then you have the Chiefs with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Darrell Williams, and also Tyrann Mathieu, Honey Badger. Yeah, we already talked about him. And then the Bengals, of course, with 4 LSU players.
The Tigers.
With obviously Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Everybody knows about them. But Thaddeus Moss, Randy Moss's son, and also Tyler Shelvin on the defensive line. Now, the reason I brought up that 1982 Super Bowl, here it is in the Pontiac Silverdome, January 24th, 1982. You had the Bengals against the 49ers. Look at these helmets Ken Anderson and Joe Montana were wearing. But this is how I think it's going to go down. We're going to have a celebration.
Oh, shit.
We're going to have a throwback. It's going to be like 1989, except there's not going to be that last-second John Candy-inspired winning drive by the 49ers. I'm going with the Bengals all the way. It is the year of the Tiger, as Ant said. So anyway, there's my my little. I didn't even put
more evidence to the theory.
My tinfoil kufi on.
All right.
I forgot to put it on, but anyway, there you go. There's my tape.
Wow.
I'm inspired.
I don't have it inspired.
Hey, look, you inspired this, John. Like I feel like right? I can't. I'm so inadequate if I don't come with something like that, because you always have these numbers that are just like out of this world. So I had to do something.
Yeah, well, they're meaningless now.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up what MGM's going to give me for the Bengals and the 49ers to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
right. Yep. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
At this point,
I might do it live. I mean, honest to God, though, it crossed my mind early this morning. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Mm-hmm. You know, Burrow is playing at a really elite level.
Mm-hmm.
Taking 9
Kansas City defense is not good.
They have a good pass rush, but if Burrow can hit some little quick hitters, and if you watched even in that game with Tennessee, because Tennessee was getting after him, and they were sacking him, but when Cincinnati committed enough people to protect, and they gave him time, he was opening it up. He was exploiting weaknesses in the secondary. And I don't know what Matthew's status is, and you saw how Josh Allen was exploiting that secondary in that game. I'm not saying that Burrow has all of the same talents as Josh Allen, but he's pretty damn good.
Yes,
he's a pretty damn good young quarterback.
I put him even with him.
He can extend plays. That's all you need. He can move. He doesn't have brick feet. He can move out of the pocket, which is all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know,
he's smart. He's accurate.
Yeah.
So one more thing I wanted to bring up with the Niners and Rams is I texted John about this earlier. I'm not sure if you found anything in your metrics that gave any credence to what I said, but the last 2 games, or 2 of the last 3 games the Rams played, they've just fallen apart at halftime, or a little bit before halftime even. One was against the Niners, which we mentioned earlier, and then obviously last week against the Bucs, like we mentioned. Now, so I asked John earlier if any of his models showed anything for this, but I was thinking a good angle for this game is taking the Rams first half, either money line, spread, whichever one you're feeling, and then maybe even taking the 49ers spread in the second half. And like they're going to play a good second half, even if they end up still losing, they might outscore the Rams in the second half. You know what I mean? So I was thinking that might be a good angle to look at, but I'm not sure if anything backed that up. I'm only going off 3 weeks in football, so.
Well, it does support that, Adam. It definitely does. Points per game, first quarter, the Rams ranked second in the NFL, averaging 8.5 points per the first quarter. In the second quarter, they ranked second, averaging 12. So, it doesn't matter what the 49ers are. Based on those, you would think that the Rams probably will have the halftime lead.
Yeah, as first and second. Yep.
Yeah.
But then you get into third quarter scoring allowed, and guess who's number one?
Rams?
49ers.
In as being effective against fourth quarter.
Right. Allowed.
Okay, I got you.
Yep.
Yeah. Got you. I was looking at it the other way. Yep.
Yeah.
And then the Rams offense, goes up into the teens in terms of third and fourth quarter scoring. So I hate the word choking. I really don't think, I mean, there are examples of athletes in golf, whatever, that it is like a collapse.
Yeah.
But, choking is such a negative term, but it seems like if the Rams had the lead and the 49ers, for example, came out in the third quarter and scored, 3 points to make it a one score game, the pressure of the world is going to be on Stafford. And I don't know how that goes, but it's to the 49ers' advantage. And as dumb as it sounds, it's almost like the 49ers, I'm going to like them more if they're trailing by 3 at the half.
Yeah, well, game pressure, legitimate game pressure is very underrated. Like having a 2-3 touchdown lead and how you play with that versus having a team within a score or maybe a touchdown and a field goal of you in the third quarter is completely different. Like you kind of felt that with the game with the Buccaneers on Sunday. Like when they cut it to a 2-touchdown game, you could feel the weight of the universe.
Yeah,
on that whole fan base. Like the stadium went quiet.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I'm sorry, the stadium was quiet. The stadium just went nuts, erupted when they got within 2 scores, because it was like, here we go again, we got this. And you could almost see like this Dusty Baker panicked face on everybody on the Rams sidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
poor Dusty.
You know what's
look, hey, I'm a Cubs fan. I watched him melt down when the Cubs blew the 2003 NLCS. So I call it like I see it. Anyway, what were you going to say, Tyler?
I'm just saying that Stafford, at least he has, he's what I would consider a tough guy. He has the nerves to sit in there against the Niners pass rush and get it done. Which also, what's scary is that the Niners bring the house a lot. And the Rams pass the ball, like, at least at one point, they were passing the ball like 80% of the time on the year. At least when Goff was quarterback. I'm assuming they do it around that same clip this year. So Stafford sitting back in the pocket that much, it's just, with Bosa and all of them coming, it's scary. But I think that if anybody's going to be able to stand in there and weather the storm, it'd be Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of Whitworth, I don't even know if he's playing this week. So that's a weak point, on pass protection.
Yeah.
Yeah, does that LSU stat count if they don't play?
It's just on the roster. It's just people on the roster.
Well, he's good. That's what I'm saying. He's a great tackle.
Because Tyrann Mathieu, is he playing? He's got the concussion too.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. There's so many of these people, but no, the stat
just on the roster
for those purposes is irrespective of like how heavy of a role they play or any of that kind of stuff. It's just.
They probably should check the cheerleaders too.
I don't know. It's maybe
no offense, Chad, but I actually like that stat that you presented because LSU is not, with all due respect, in the MAC conference. They are in a stud conference, and they are a perennial good team who breeds NFL players. So when you were doing that, I was thinking like, yeah, this is meant to be a little tongue in cheek, but it made sense to me.
Yeah.
You mean that you would if you had But the thing is, it was what was uncanny to me is just like that stat of just if you have more LSU players, like how. Like I get, like you pretty much everybody's going to have one on their roster or whatever, but and it's pretty rare not to. There were only 7 instances in that whole 20-year span where one of the 2 competing teams in the Super Bowl didn't have an LSU player rostered.
That's amazing.
But the fact that they're 13-4, who has the most? I mean, it's one of those wild stats that like LSU fans, we always look at it and we're like, oh yeah, because we're rooting for the team that has more LSU players when the Saints aren't in it. Like that's all we care about is we're rooting for our guys. And so, but yeah, that it just kind of struck me. I knew that the number was going to be something that was going to be an advantage. I didn't think I did this like today. I just started pulling it up and I was like, oh shit, they won that. Oh, good, they won that one. And I just kept going through, and I was like, damn. So then I started expanding it to, okay, well, what about if you just have one? Like what, because I saw there were a few instances where there was no LSU player, and there were only 2 victories. It was the Broncos who beat the Panthers, and the Panthers had 1. They had Trey Turner, and the Broncos had no LSU players. And then the other one was the Ravens against the 49ers. In that Super Bowl with Kaepernick where it went down to the wire. And I even don't count that one because they had to turn the power off at halftime or whatever to make that game go.
Here we go.
I wonder what it would be if you did, and I realize, Chad, you might not be able to do this if it included Alabama and Georgia players, but those 3 teams, and then with Adam being Penn State and myself, kind of a Penn State fan here too.
Yeah, looking
at
the numbers,
bigger sample size too.
Right, no, for sure. And when I was digging through there, I did find a couple of articles that alluded to like these are the teams that have the most, this whatever year it was, because usually it's one of those things. I found my stuff on actually the LSU website. They would just have like a thing where they go through all of the LSU players in Super Bowls and they have the result of the game and like how many players were on each team's roster. So you could probably do the same thing for Georgia's website, I would assume, assuming that they do that.
Just like combine it would be in total.
Yeah, to aggregate
it
would be useful.
SEC and the Big Ten are definitely the best conferences. So
depth wise, for sure.
Now I wonder if the Braves and the Bulldogs, they broke the curse for Matt Stafford to go win himself a Super Bowl.
Oh shoot!
Man. I wonder if Detroit will have a ticker tape parade if they win.
right. Like what was who's that? Who's
That's a good one.
Was it Ray Bork? Who was the one that they won the Stanley Cup and then he went back to? Oh shit, I can't remember. I'm not that big of a hockey fan.
Yeah, I'm not big a hockey fan.
Took the cup back to the team he had spent like.
We're rambling now. We're just going.
Yeah. All right, so we got the Rams favorites by 3.5. The over under is 45.5. What's your best picks, all of you? You go ahead first, Chad.
Oh, I'm picking the 49ers because of my take.
Gotcha.
Huh? Yeah, straight up 49ers.
What you got?
I don't care about the over under.
I'm giving a slight lean to Rams money line. Rams won at the very end.
I would lean under though if I'm doing anything.
Yeah, I don't. I like the under too more than the over.
What about you, John? What you got?
I'm on the under.
Okay, sounds good.
Like the under a lot.
I think I'm gonna do my little theory since John's numbers gave credence to it. So I think I'm gonna go with the Rams money line first half and then probably hit the 49ers spread in the second half if it works out in the first half. So
I like
see how that goes. I think that's how I'm gonna play this one. All right, then we got the Bengals and the Chiefs. So I got some stuff for that too, real quick. In the last 15 seasons, this actually also helps the Rams here, but actually this is only AFC. Never mind. Last 15 seasons, the AFC Championship game host is 13-2 straight up, 10-5 against the spread. But Kansas City is 10-9 against the spread this season, and they're 6-5 against the spread at home. And Tyler, I know you got something for the Bengals that kind of backs that Chiefs not covering angle.
Oh, dude, they're allergic to covering, bro. They have been all season. Like when me and Connor have done our show or pick every week, we always see the Chiefs. We're like, oh, it's this number, and it's like the other team's gonna cover even if the Chiefs win. But Bengals are 7-2 against the spread on the road, and 7-3 against the spread as a dog. So, me personally, I definitely see the Bengals covering. It's a touchdown spread right now, and the Chiefs don't like that. I don't see the Chiefs covering a touchdown spread in any game, especially this one.
Yeah, I don't see them covering either. I think they might still win, maybe. But
yeah, I was gonna say, if anything, I think
I got the Bengals covering for sure.
But
the over under is also at 54.5, and of the last 9 conference championship games with an over under set at 50 or more points, the over has hit 6 times. And we know the Bengals and Chiefs can both score. We were both just talking about, we were just talking about how both teams can't really stop anybody, too much. The Chiefs might get pressure on Joe Burrow, but we think he might surpass that anyway. And I think the over has a good chance too.
The Chiefs pass rush isn't what it was.
Yeah, but even then, even if they do get to him, like you still run the risk of a batted ball and a pick six or a scoop and score or something like the over can be covered. It doesn't have to be.
They play fast.
A good game.
Both teams love the score. They love it.
I will say this though. John talked earlier about choking and that it's not a thing. I don't know. I gotta put squarely in the lap of Ryan Tannehill and Mike Vrabel something that resembles choking because they did everything they could to lose that game.
Yeah, a quarterback that gets sacked 9 times shouldn't win.
No.
How do you throw that pick
first time ever
in the red zone? And how do you go for 2 in the first quarter and then go? I don't know what the
precedent was set by throwing on first down, first play of the game, and throwing a pick. The precedent was set with Derrick Henry in your backfield and healthy. You're going to throw over the middle on the very first play of the game.
Yep.
The precedent was set. They dug their own grave, unfortunately.
Yep.
The Titans did.
And look, shout out to that Bengals defense because I think that's one thing that gets very overlooked is that Tennessee team. That running game with Derrick Henry and those big receivers, like that should not have happened the way that it did.
They were rolling.
And so everybody just assumes that Kansas City is just going to walk all over them.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily even saying like I look at those weapons. Tyreek Hill is a freak.
Ridiculous.
Even the running game with Edwards-Helaire, like they've got some stuff there. And then
McKinnon's been playing like a dog now.
McKinnon's been playing out of his mind.
Automatic.
Yeah. Too. And then you got McCole Hardeman and Kelsey's just a
Byron Pringle
a
getting touchdowns out here. Yeah,
it's even with all the star power, they don't cover.
Yeah. Right. Well, but I think some of that is that there's like this. I put that on the quarterback. I put that on how Mahomes plays. Mahomes plays like he's at the beach,
literally
throwing the frisbee.
He plays like I play video games.
It's like a Madden game.
Exactly. So
he has like that Brett Favre type. I'm gonna throw this across and still get it somewhere, and if somebody catches it, they catch it. But somehow he always gets it to somebody. It's that same thing.
Shout out to our man Hotep Jesus. Yeah. The Grifties are tonight. The Grifties are in about 15 minutes.
15 minutes, yeah.
So yeah,
John, what you got for this Chiefs game?
Well, there was a really interesting article I found really funny in the Wall Street Journal. And this is a matchup of 2 quarterbacks with the smallest hands. Okay, so I get it. Burrows, when he was being drafted, he went to the combine.
9.5.
Now that you mention it, I remember that.
Yeah, your hand, as you can tell, my hand is enormous.
That was a huge story. I remember that now.
Maybe it's such a big deal about that. For what?
And here he is
Mahomes doesn't have a big hand either. Neither are really big. Drew Brees had a huge hand, 10.5 inches on the span from pinky to thumb. All right, and I want you to know what you're seeing here is like 12. I'm kidding.
Nice.
Man has always been occupied with size for some reason. As men, we're always talking about size, but seriously, these 2 guys have smaller hands than what was deemed to be a first-round draft pick, and they've proved everybody wrong. They grip the ball differently. And actually, the article, I encourage everybody to read it because it was really good. It was well done. Wall Street Journal, New York Times, they do good articles. And they grab the ball sometimes without even the ring finger on the laces.
They like throw underneath. It's like
yeah, and they're holding. There's a great picture too, where Mahomes is grabbing the ball, and you can see his hands on the back of the ball.
Yeah, they compare him to his father all the time. He has like that baseball like throw. They compare him to his dad all the time.
So in terms of handicapping the game, I don't know what that brings to the table, but the fact is that you can get things done different ways. They said that Joe Montana was too short; he would never be a good pro. Same thing with Breeze.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Look at Brady's combine.
All they have to do is design an offense that's perfect for you, exactly. and it works out great.
Yeah. So I got off the rails there, Adam. I apologize, but we're talking about the Chiefs game.
We like to do
I think, in this matchup, the Bengals defense was really impressive against the run. And if they can stop the Kansas City Chiefs run without bringing a safety up, even within 5 lines of the line of scrimmage, I think they're going to be very successful in getting 3 and outs.
Yeah.
And if that happens, then all of a sudden, those Tigers and that clip you showed me, that guy just became my best friend. But honestly, I haven't put out the final bets yet, for the all access clients, but I would not be surprised if it was the 2 dogs. It just seems like this is a year of chaos, and every game last week came down to the last play. The winner of the game was the last play.
Yeah,
I don't think all of a sudden we now go into boring, 1976 football with the Washington Redskins running the ball 62 times and throwing it for 15. I think it's going to be a lot of volatility, and that brings in my in-game strategy. So I think if you get any of the favorites, even if you bet the dog in the game, and you get a favorite that's down double digits, and you can get double digits on the spread, like we did with Brady last week, Adam, I think you just do it. Pizza money, and you just do it. But you do it sensibly. You don't bet, $1,000, pizza money.
Yeah. Or your bubblegum money.
Bubblegum money, 32 cents. It's all relative.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You don't
I've been riding the dogs all playoffs. Tyler knows. I think Chad knows also. I think I sent you one of them too. But the first weekend, it hit. The first one hit for the first Saturday with the I believe it was the Bengals and 49ers the first Saturday, and then the Sunday one of them.
No. It was the 49ers Packers, and the other game was the it was the Bengals. It was the Bengals. And then the 40. So that
the next day was the
Buffalo Kansas City game.
The next day, I needed Buffalo to win that one also. But the week before, I also hit the underdog parlay on the first Saturday. So I've been riding it. I might do it again too, as well. And that's exactly what all the conspiracy theories that we've mentioned so far today lead to, is the underdog parlay. I've been riding it all year, so I might have to do that again.
Not for nothing, but like that, as raucous as Arrowhead can get, and as tough as places that can be to play. Back to the way that Mahomes can sometimes like sleepwalk through a few possessions and go 3 and out with like doing just dumb shit, like
just run,
not seeming to care about. It's
true.
It could that sort of thing. If Cincinnati brings the type of energy that they brought to Nashville last week, like I could see it being like too late by the time Kansas City finally decides to turn it back on.
Yeah.
That's true.
Then back to that game pressure thing. Now you actually have legitimate game pressure. Now, all that being said, like my brain, it tells me, like, I look at those two teams and like the talent. I think there's a lot of talent on and they've got that experience being in a couple of Super Bowls. Kansas City is very tough to overcome, and I just that St. Louis, that Los Angeles. They've moved so many times. I keep getting anyway. The LA Rams, like they've really assembled quite a roster.
They have, it's a great
to make a run at a Super Bowl.
The ceiling,
I can't discount that. but I got to go with my conspiracy theory take, and it's the team. You only need one. You only need one LSU player. So all they've got to have is that one, and the 49ers have one. So they're going to be my Super Bowl loser, and the team with the most, Cincinnati Bengals, is going to be my winner. So that's what I'm.
I mean, the history tells you too. The last 10 playoff seasons has been obviously 20 conference championship games, and the underdog has won 9 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh.
Things that make you go.
That's pretty crazy.
Also, 53% of the bets are on the Chiefs. Fade the public.
There you go.
Can't agree more.
I want the Bengals to win just to get Patrick Mahomes' brother off the internet.
I was gonna say his
wife. I like Patrick Mahomes. His wife and his brother. You just okay.
Yes.
What the rings.
Yep. Oh man, that's funny. All right, so we got Bengals are the dogs by 7 points, and the over/under is 54.5. Chad's just going with his theory all the way through, so he's got Bengals money line. Tyler,
I'm going Bengals in the over.
I'm going with the over.
Yeah,
okay.
Bengals +7 in the over.
Yeah. Are we all in agreement there? I like that. What do you got, John?
John, he can't commit.
Uh-oh. Change my mind, John. I'm listening to you,
Chad, with all
brother.
due respect, I'm an under guy here. I'm an under guy. I think if Cincinnati wins, it goes under.
I can see that.
I like
respect that.
I
respect
that.
that.
Yeah, I do.
So
I do.
just a lean,
I do get that. Yeah.
But if I can get a MGM to give me a bet here, I might have to log in my, somebody else.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to commemorate the occasion with this Boudin king cake. Boudin on the inside, sausage and syrup on the outside, and some green onions and everything. And I got my beer with my Aquarian Anarchy mug or glass that Marcus sent me. So shouts to Marcus, shouts to the team.
It's awesome.
So are we like the comedian that comes on stage before the show for the Grifties? Is that what we're
doing?
That's
right. That's right.
Yes. Exactly.
We're the pre-show show. That's right.
So John,
it's amazing. I'm sitting here in Southern California. The clouds haven't even moved.
Beautiful out there.
Yeah, we got the Bengals and 49ers. I guess we have joining John Ryan over there at SoFi Stadium in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But John, on FanDuel,
that is a bet I will do. I will do it for maybe 5 pizzas, just 49ers and Bengals.
It's the 40th. It's the 40th anniversary of.
It's gonna pay.
Super Bowl 16,
and it makes sense to me.
I'm getting plus 900 on FanDuel for that matchup.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. All right. Well then,
we're gonna talk after this, AG.
And for the
plus 1600.
Hold on. For the Bengals to beat the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl is plus 1700. For the Niners to win against the Bengals is plus 1600.
Very nice.
So
a couple pizzas you can buy with that money.
Hell yeah.
I mean, the plus 1700 you got to do.
Yeah, you got to try it. I mean, at this point, it's the year of the tiger, baby.
You only tell people if it actually happens.
Right.
Right.
Well, we already told everybody already.
Nobody's going to forget it if it happens.
Right. We already told everybody we're doing it. Shout out to Ant for that theory.
Yeah,
shout out to Chad.
That breakdown was amazing.
Shout out to Chad for what he brought to the table. Because what Chad brings to the table is that fits the narrative also, and it just adds more to it. You know what I mean? So
hey, look, man.
Yeah.
Who's to say they can't do it though? I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's the Final Four.
And that's what I'm saying. People sleep on Cincinnati's talent level. Like they got some. They don't have the names.
And the Niners.
Yeah, right. And the Niners too. Yeah. They may not have all the names.
It's like a Patriots team.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
Very well assembled. You don't have the star under the radar,
but
but very hungry. They don't
do your job.
They don't take a down off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Niners defense is a buzzsaw. Regardless, their pass rushes. If Matt Stafford can handle it, but
having Bosa on the field makes it insane.
Matt Stafford can handle it, but he's gonna have a day. He's gonna have himself some fun in the pocket.
Well, that's one good thing about having OBJ being the add-on, but Cooper Kupp being his number one receiver. Like that guy being the guy means that his security blanket all year is the quick read, that hot read. You know, he's not waiting for somebody to get open 25 yards down the field.
They needed that once Robert Woods went down because he was the jet sweep guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was,
It's a great point.
Yeah, that's like Robert Woods. Robert Woods was the jet sweep. Like he was there all the time out in the flat. But I will say, though, watching the Bucks game and seeing Von Miller and Aaron Donald on the same side of the field, Aaron Donald coming inside, Von Miller going outside, was probably one of the scariest things I've ever seen.
It reminds me of when Miller and Doomerville were at Denver.
Yeah, dude. It's
same kind of thing where like one of those two dudes was getting 2 sacks.
Yeah. It's just like Matheson, Freeney, like you can go down the list of just people. It's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do? It's going to be a great weekend. That's all I know. And I'm very excited. And I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Thank you all for
coming. I think we're all kind of sleeping on the power of white supremacy. You got the Rams and the Chiefs. You got Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball to Travis Kelce, and you got Matt Stafford throwing the ball to Cooper Kupp.
I texted you that, AG.
I don't see how that's not the Super Bowl matchup, man. Oh, my God. I don't see how that's not the Super Bowl matchup, bro. I don't know. We're sleeping on that.
Like they gave it to Brady last year.
Exactly. See?
There you go.
And Brady was throwing to who? And who was Brady throwing it to? Scotty Miller.
Oh my God! Here we go. I just like Buddha and king cake supremacy. That's all I'm about. Anyway, AG, you want to?
Hey, thanks for joining us, everybody that was watching in the chat. For everybody that watches after, just remember that this is not financial advice, unless John's saying it. That's the man who you should listen to.
Pizza money.
Above the rest of us.
It's always very low-key financial advice. I'm going to put the link for the Grifties in the chat here. So if you aren't already subscribed, hit that link and go over there right after this.
Tyler, you guys got a show that you guys got a show out this week? Or it's coming out?
It's been done. We got to just get up on YouTube. I got the blog on Men of Order this week.
Okay. Sounds good. So we got the Men of Order blog coming Friday, and then your show, I guess, dropping tonight, tomorrow?
Probably tomorrow. It'll come out when the blog. I always get the video up, and then the blog comes together. So they're always up at the same time. That makes
sense. Yep. So that's on the Pickin Winners channel on YouTube, pickinwinners.org. And then John, I know you put your shows out today, probably, right? I didn't get a chance to view it yet. But what was your best free bet that you gave out today for our live viewers for tonight?
Wisconsin and the Sixers.
All right.
Straight up,
nice job.
Straight up or spreads?
Those are point spread picks. They're 4%ers. We go 3, 4, 5%. Prop bets are 1 and 2. So it's kind of like a pretty strong play on both of them. I think Wisconsin blows out Minnesota, and I think the Sixers. I don't think Embiid wants to lose to LeBron, so that game's probably starting in about 30 minutes.
Well, plus the Lakers just beat the Nets the other day, and they can't seem to stay above or below 500. They either go one game over and then lose, or they go one game under and then win.
We know why they
needed
needed
to beat the Nets. It's pathetic.
It is.
The Lakers are pathetic.
They love being 500.
Dude,
the Nets game didn't even count. We know why they needed to beat the Nets. That needed to happen.
So they could go 24 and 24 for the
second
the 2-year anniversary.
Kobe died, RIP. Right. But that also pumped them into 8th in the Western Conference. I'm just saying, numbers are.
And the Lakers have nothing to do with Year of the Tiger.
That's true.
No, that is true.
But the Bengals and 49ers do. So that's what we've got.
That's right.
I like it. I'm telling you the truth. I am going to do that, Adam. I'll show you the ticket.
All right, sounds good. Yeah.
Next time I order a Tiger Tails for that beautiful New York strip.
Dude, we got to watch the game at the Tiger's Tail. That's how we really get the mojo going.
Yeah.
We're just gonna add an L where that X is.
There you go.
That's the only difference.
And
and it's not gonna be the Silver Dome, obviously.
Levi's and that was John. That was a good take.
No, it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
That was phenomenal.
I love that.
My Wall Street paid off a little bit.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
All right, guys, y'all head over to the Grifties.
Head over to the Grifties. Yep.
All right, peace.
See you next week.